Delving into today's smartphone-centric society has shown that globally, videos have become one of the leading forms of content. From Netflix, YouTube, TikTok, as well as platforms such as Instagram have shown that short video content has become a critical core to making society's identity. Researching into this has uncovered that videos are what drive engagement within our digital society, and it is through short-form content that fulfills this best. Through surveys and interviews, 50% of individuals have quoted that they couldn't live without daily videos. And this includes a friend that I interviewed personally, who highlighted that every night he would watch YouTube videos before bed, no matter how tired he was. Furthermore, online research has allowed insight into learning that the average duration spent on Facebook videos is only 18 seconds, which accentuates the short attention span that we have developed over the years. Apart from seeking escapism, YouTube consumers are attracted to watching videos that inform them of new things, especially when it is relevant to their interests, hobbies, lifestyles, or current cultural issues. So, as a product solution, I have created a concept for an app that can serve the needs of users, Layway. Layway is an app that provides users with short 15-minute video content and is a platform that explains concepts, trends, news, and other content in layman terms. The name comes from the combination of layman and way, hence Layway, and it strives to be an app that can bring knowledge and understanding to users. I believe this concept app will be successful as it responds to the research conducted, as it follows the current trend of users using video content for entertainment and educational purposes. First, we have Melanie as user 1, a 19-year-old uni student who also works as a part-time waitress. Her main mode of transport is public buses and trains, and she lives in a small apartment with 3 roommates. She strongly values her health and works out almost daily after prioritizing her studies. Although she is a frequent video consumer, she feels that she becomes too unproductive while she tries to focus between exercising and picking or sorting videos. Moreover, she has described that she has difficulty concentrating on longer videos, even though she likes using visual content as a mode of study. It is through the concept of Layway that can alleviate Melanie's stress, as it will help her prioritize her studies in an efficient manner as well as balance her fitness. We also have user 2, James, a 27-year-old who owns a business. His main mode of transport is driving his own car and lives in an apartment. His interests include cooking, as he likes to meal prep for the week, and delving into social current affairs or researching the stock market. However, led by James's current living situation, he has to travel far distances between work and home and is constantly sitting in traffic, thus leading to dreary evenings sitting in silence. He has expressed his displeasure in being unable to cook efficiently when he needs to access his phone constantly. Therefore, through Layway, he will be able to become more efficient while cooking and stay connected while driving. The first user activity we will delve into is searching and filtering. Through many prototypes and brainstorms, which can be accessed through the blog, we come to our first iteration of the app. It covers a very simple interface and starts from the home screen. Users would then tap on the search bar at the top to proceed and type the prompt that they seek. The results page would offer a variety of videos with descriptions to view, but users can also access the filter button displayed under the search bar to allow users to set preferences. In doing so, the app will change its results to match the user's needs. After sharing this prototype with the 2 users, feedback revealed that there was much improvement needed. For example, between both users, they noted that it was easy to navigate and the icons were easy to recognize, answering affordability, but the app looked unappealing and inconsistent with designs. User 1 also stated that the rating system seemed irrelevant to the app and did not seem to be important, and user 2 stated that the descriptions were too long and daunting. As further evaluation using Nielsen's heuristics, the system was only satisfactory in most areas, but it lacked visibility of system status and aesthetic. Moving on to iteration 2, the design was improved based upon the feedback, which was to make it less convoluted. Firstly, the app has evolved to adapt video resolutions similar to TikTok to modernize and engage more users, because research showed that mobile devices were the most dominant. Further to this, another iteration was separating the search tool to another screen, so users can see their recent searches for quicker access. In consideration to the evaluation, the description of videos was removed so that users can focus on the thumbnail of videos to determine their interest, and the filter button was changed into an icon to match the system. Lastly, a filter confirmation screen was added to allow users to know that their filters have been applied. Feedback was much more positive for the second iteration. Notable things such as the style, cohesion, removal of the rating system, and descriptions were received positively, but there were still a few constraints that were yet to be resolved, such as the lack of filtering options, minor inconsistencies, and system status. Suggestions provided was simply to refine the aesthetic of the app further, and upon reflection with heuristics, everything previously was improved but only lacked in certain areas such as cohesion. As a final iteration, color and refinements had been added, where black is the most dominant to help users to focus more on the thumbnails since there are no descriptions. Providing attention to minor details such as the color of the button while changing between screens from black to white or white to red further improved system status, as it allowed the users to know which screens or features they were currently viewing. With this final iteration, it has helped users fulfill their needs effectively. This is evident through user 1 quoting that the filter function has allowed her to study efficiently and feel less overwhelmed by long videos, and user 2 states that he is able to filter through the upload dates of content to allow him to view the most current available videos in consideration to social affairs, thus making research a lot more efficient for him. Next is user activity 2, which is voice activation and control. Similar in the following the same design as the first iterations we highlighted upon, it just follows a different sequence of events. Firstly, the user would tap on the microphone in the top right corner of the screen to trigger the app to start listening. A pop-up would appear and the app would say, "Speak to me," to indicate that it is available to listen to what users want to request. It is from here that users are able to either continue verbally responding to the app or tapping on the prompts to proceed. Similar to the first prototype, this received feedback concerning the efficiency of the app. Both users were unimpressed by the design and layout of the app and felt it was too convoluted and lacked direction. Although both users quoted that it's a hands-off concept and it was very cool, it needed immense attention in refinement in areas concerning status visibility. It also received a comment that it sounded too intimidating, but most importantly, that it was not completely hands-free, thus making it useless. With this feedback, it is further highlighted through Nielsen's heuristics, as it truly reveals that there is a lack of efficiency and user control. Moving on to iteration 2, attention was drawn to areas such as improving the visibility of system status. And rather than the app saying, "Speak to me," it now says, "I'm listening," which provides more of a passive tone. Also, a wake-up call is now featured by saying, "Hey, Lei Wei," to allow users to no longer need to tap the microphone before entering their hands-off sequence. With this iteration, the main focus was to make sure the app was able to fulfill tasks completely hands-off while providing a concise amount of continual feedback to the user to show visibility of status. Although evaluations showed that users felt it improved immensely, there were still moments of hesitation. For example, between dialogue of the app and user, they felt that they did not know when to reply and felt that they might interject with the app and cause confusion. As well as this, the design of the dialogue boxes was too confusing for users to determine whose text belonged to whose. So all in all, feedback was well received, but there was still a lack of control and clarity by the system. And finally, the final iteration showed immense attention drawn to focusing on resolving visibility of status issues and the control for the user. To resolve this, it was through adding a pulsating like icon in the center of the screen with the microphone to show the user that the app was listening, which is also seen on the second screen to indicate that the app will update and move around the screen whenever it is waiting for a response after dialogue. As seen in this final evaluation, it was well received as it responded to all the needs of the users, as user 1 states that while she works out, she no longer needs to reach for her phone, whereas user 2 can focus on cooking without needing to pause in between chores, thus showing improvement of productivity for both users. And finally, here is an example of a user journey map that effectively shows how the app would be used in the real setting by both Melanie and James. For example, both users are currently on their way home from work and are feeling tired. They begin their user journey feeling exhausted and need some entertainment from the trek home and decide to open Lei Wei. Feeling neutral at this point, they move onto the search screen and enter a video. As the results appear, Melanie feels overwhelmed and James is feeling undecided about their options. They toggle the filter button and Melanie casually alters filters, whereas James is feeling neutrality. After seeing confirmation from the app, they both start to feel excited by the anticipation of results. However, considering the circumstances, Melanie is now moving between platforms and cannot look at her phone, whereas James has begun to drive. Despite this, they both happily activate Lei Wei through voice command. As Lei Wei begins to sequence its asking questions and filtering of questions, both users wait in anticipation to finally be given a video for them to consume on their way home. From this, Melanie can efficiently move between platforms and James can drive safely while accessing the content that they wish to consume and enjoy. Here is a link, please check it out.